Hello there everyone, Ragewood here and welcome to Raid 101. In this series we're going to be covering the very basics of Raid, starting from creating your account all the way through to the various dungeons and bosses that are in the game. Now what we won't be doing is covering any of the hard dungeon content, any of the Doom Tower hard content either. So if you are a veteran player who's been playing for a while, this series is not for you. However, if you have just started your journey into Teleria and it's all a little bit daunting, then feel free to stick around because this is aimed at you. Now, I've been playing a raid since May 2019, and at the time of this recording, it is 2025. An awful lot has changed in this game, even stuff I am still learning. So come along with me, let's figure this out together. See you in a sec. So, here in episode 1, we're going to look at creating an account. Now that might sound like a very easy thing to do, but there are a few things that you should do, because if you don't, you're going to miss out on some juicy rewards. Now what those juicy rewards are come from link codes. Now link codes are codes that various streamers, content creators have that when you download the game using that code, you get a number of heroes and or rewards. Now, for those of you that are new to the community, hellhades.com is probably the #1 resource for everything Raid. And they actually have a link code section here. So all of these codes, if you click them, will give you a particular hero when you launch the game for the first time. Now, at the time of recording, there is a free-to-play challenge going on, which gives you 2 epic heroes in the form of Ugo and Tagore. We'll look at those later. But you can also get any number of these, as well as shards, skill books, various other things. But not all of the link codes are on here. For example, I know a gentleman by the name of Lumi has a code which gives you a free legendary hero in Karato the Fox Hunter, as well as a few epics. Ash has one which gives you another legendary hero in Elenarl, so be sure to either check this source here or check their sites, YouTube channels, to make sure that you're using the code that you want to use. Now, if you have already downloaded Plarium Play, before you do anything, you need to make sure that you are logged out. Now, if you have already created an account and you're only a couple days in and you didn't use a code, it might be worth starting over, especially if you haven't pulled anything particularly exciting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of those codes, and then we're going to create a new account together. So here we go. I'm going to click this particular code just here, and it's going to take me to the raid site. So what shall I call myself? Let's call myself Ragewood 2026. Now I'm going to enter my password and everything and my email address, but I'm going to pause it so you guys can't see that. So now I've done all that, I've entered in my email and my password, and it has downloaded the Raid launcher. Now the game's already installed on my PC, so when I open it, it will just open Plarium Play and let me log in from there. You might need to install it, so do that. One thing to point out is it's telling you to enter this code when you enter the game. We are not going to do that, and I will show you why in a minute. Anyway, let's go fire up the game. So as you can see here, the application's already installed. Launch the game. So we're going to fast forward here. We have done the tutorial. We have entered in some basic details. Don't even fire up the game because we're going to be talking about which heroes you should pick. But if we come into our inbox, we can see we have got the first epic hero that I chose, which was Ugo. The second epic hero as part of this comes later on as we level up. We get lots of things early on. We're getting a lot of silver. You know, you get a goodie bag once a day as well. But the other thing we're going to talk about is promo codes. Now, you can use once of these every 24 hours. And it's important that the first one you use is another hero code, not the Wanderer one that it encouraged us to use early on. So once again, we're coming back to the Hell Hades gaming website. We're going to hover over here and go down to promo codes. But this time, rather than clicking the link codes, we're going to look at the new player codes. Now, it does highlight that only one can be used, okay? So, as the owner of the account, what you need to do is think about which link codes you used, what heroes you got, and what things you've got there. If you've got a poisoner with the Elenaru one, then you might not want to use one which gives you a poisoner. If you chose Kyle, he is also a poisoner, and he's got an AoE ability, so maybe you want a support hero of some kind, okay? Now, there are a few that are more recommended than others. The most popular one is one called Monkey King. Okay, now the Monkey King doesn't look like... Oh, there you go. It is there. Gives you Sun Wukong, who is a legendary hero. Most people pick that one because it gives you a different affinity. He is green, and he also does damage as well. Other notable ones then are mid-game top, which gives you Sigmund the High Shield. He brings an attack down, and is another legendary hero. Loki, Loki is another one here, and Free Frog, giving you Turagi the Frog. So take your time, okay? But as I mentioned, the 1, 2, and 3 is Monkey King, Free Frog, and then mid-game top. Those would be sort of the ones, okay? But you can only use one a day, as we mentioned, and you can only do this in the first 24 hours of loading up your account, so be sure to do that. So for us, we are going to type in Monkey King. We're going to press confirm, and there we are. We come to the inbox. We have received our Sun Wukong and some resources to help level him up. So we go to our champions. There we go. We have the Monkey King, and then we have the Ugo as well from our link code. And there we are. That is the setup of your account. So feel free to check back in later on where we're going to talk about campaign stages, how to get through those, leveling characters, as we eventually move through to dungeons and the campaign boss. If there's something particular you'd like to see, feel free to let me know. But if not, take care, look after yourselves, work hard, but as always, play harder, and I'll see you in another one soon. Cheers.